Okay, welcome to our mantra class this evening. Our mantra is I am creative. So I want you to feel creative. If you want to modify a pose, please go ahead and try a modification, making the pose a little bit harder for yourself or a little bit easier for yourself. If I see something that I don't like, I will stop you. Okay. So I normally don't point out issues that or things that I don't really like seeing, unless it's a danger to yourself. So if I see you doing something where I could see you're going to tweak a knee or an elbow, I will stop you. But otherwise, feel quite free to try and express yourself as you feel in the class. So you don't have to stay in the rigid poses. If you want to come a little bit deeper, you're welcome to. But for now, I want you just to focus on breathing. So that is a given. We are going to be breathing with our Ujjayi breath, but we're going to start just deepening the breath. So after the busyness of being outside and out in our day, when we come onto the mat, we want to start coming within. And the easiest way to do that is to follow the breath, is to just sit still, perhaps with our eyes closed, perhaps not. And just start to deepen the breath, start to take more air into the body, and start to allow more air to leave our body. And as we allow the breath to leave the body, we allow tension to leave our body. Often we hold our breath when we tense, and we tend to breathe with very short inhales and exhales when we're stressed. Just really deepening the breath, starting to look for sensation inside of the body. And of course, yoga is all about being present with the sensation that the shape creates. That's all you've got to do. And that's why I'm saying be creative with that sensation. If I put you into a pose and you're not feeling anything, maybe try and sit a little bit lower in your warriors. Just a little bit deeper. Maybe holding onto a leg or an arm to help you twist a little bit deeper. So just be quite creative with our flow this evening. You can come straight into tabletop pose. I want you to come straight into tabletop pose and come into a wide table. So take your knees about as wide as your mat. So knees are wide. And then just start to sway your hips from side to side, and you're going to eventually be able to sway far enough to the right that you can actually see your right foot, and then over to the left to see the left foot, and just looking for a swaying movement. Just starting to warm up hips and shoulders. Feel the movement in the hips and shoulders. Make the movement bigger if you need to. And then come back to stillness and bring your knees underneath your hips. So come back to normal tabletop pose. I want you to imagine that your torso is a barrel, and you're going to lift it up like you're coming into cat, and then take the cat over to the right side, and then drop down into your cow, coming through center and over to the left side, lifting up. So you're rolling that barrel around. And you're looking for sensation in the spine, in the ribs, as well as the shoulders and the hips. And when you've done about 3 barrel rolls in one direction, pause and do 3 barrel rolls in the other direction. And once you've completed all of your barrel rolls, you can hook your toes under and just push your hips back to downward facing dog. And in downward facing dog, it's really a good pose to check in with your body. So I know you've already done a check-in in Sukhasana, but here you can really feel large muscles. You can feel what's going on in wrists and fingers, in toes and ankles, hips and shoulders, checking in with the whole of your body. And 2 more breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale, step both feet to the front of the mat. Arms reach up as you inhale, hands to prayer on your exhale. Our mantra is our intention. I am creative. So just repeat that to yourselves. I am creative. And we'll start with sun salutation A's. Inhale, stretch up, maybe even back bending. And exhale, releasing forward. Inhale, coming halfway up. And exhale, step back to plank pose. Come down to your belly. Inhale to cobra. And exhale back, downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale. And exhale both feet to the front of your mat. Arms reach up. Inhale, maybe back bend. And exhale, release forward. Inhale, halfway up. I am creative. And exhale, step back to plank. Come down to your belly. Inhale and exhale back, downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale. Exhale both feet to the front of your mat. Reach your arms up as you inhale, maybe back bending, and then exhale, release forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step back to plank pose. Come down to your belly. Inhale to cobra. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale. Exhale both feet to the front of your mat. Arms reach up. Keep your palms together. Keep reaching up as much as you can. And then start to reach over to the right side. So we're stretching into the left side of the body. And we're holding 3 breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, last breath. And exhale, come back up to neutral. And let's go all the way over to the left side. And we hold. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, last breath. And exhale, reach up to the sky as you inhale. And exhale, bend your knees and throw your arms behind you. Inhale, come back up to stand, hands to prayer. And exhale, fold forward, arms move back, and keep going. Inhale up, exhale back. Inhale up, exhale back. Inhale, exhale. This time, inhale into Utkatasana, into chair pose, and come to stillness for 3 breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, last breath. And exhale, bring your hands into chair, into prayer. You're still in chair. Just cross your right leg on top of your left leg. So we're in Garudasana. From here, we're going to step all the way back into a twisting lunge. Right hand comes down, left arm reaches up, and we're holding 5 breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. 2 more breaths. Inhale, exhale, last breath. And exhale. Bring your hand down and step your feet wide apart at the back of the mat. So you're in a very wide plank pose. Take an inhale and exhale, press your hips back into a wide downward facing dog. Come forward back to your wide plank. And then exhale back to that wide downward facing dog. And last time, Come forward to your plank and exhale back to your wide downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale and exhale, step both of your feet to the front of the mat. Arms reach up as you inhale, and again, bend your knees, sweep your arms back as you exhale. Inhale, come up, and exhale, sweep back. Inhale up, exhale back, 2 more. Inhale up, exhale back. Last one, inhale up, exhale back, and we're going to hold our Utkatasana. Reaching forward, 3 breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, last breath, and exhale, hands to prayer, and just come into a quick Garudasana, left leg wraps. And then from here, we're going to unwrap, step back into our lunge, and just come into that twist for 5 breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, last breath, and exhale. Hand comes onto the mat. Step back to that wide plank pose. Take an inhale and exhale, press back to wide downward facing dog. Inhale to wide plank. And exhale, press back, wide downward facing dog. Last time, inhale forward to plank. And exhale, press back, wide downward facing dog. Bring your hands together at the front of the mat and step your feet up, either side of your hands into Malasana. Bring your hands into prayer pose. Use your elbows to kind of wiggle those knees wide apart. And then see if you can lengthen up. I know there's nothing underneath your sit bone, but see if you can press down into your sit bone and lengthen up through the spine. So try not round the back in your Malasana. 3 more breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, last breath, and exhale. I am creative. You have the option to stay in Malasana. Keep your hands in prayer. Press down into your feet if you want and come all the way up to stand, upward salute, arms reaching up to the sky. And then exhale, come back down into Malasana. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, come down. Inhale up and exhale down. And last time, inhale up and exhale down. Stretch your arms out in front of you. So you're in Malasana, arms reach out in front. Gently come into boat pose. So gently come onto your bottom and lift your feet up. 5 breaths. Take any boat you want. You can drop your feet onto the mat if you want. You can have straight or bent legs. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, last breath, and exhale. Cross your shins, pull your feet underneath you, roll to tabletop pose. So roll onto your hands and knees, step back to plank, come down to your belly, inhale to cobra, and exhale back, downward facing dog. Right leg lifts up, 3-legged dog. I want you to step straight up into warrior 1. Arms reach up on the inhale, open out into warrior 2. Straighten your front leg and come into triangle pose. So in triangle pose, you've got lots of options. You can stay exactly as you are. That top left arm can maybe wrap around the back, and you can work on rolling your shoulder open. You can take that top left arm and reach it out in front of you, stretching a bit more into the side body. You can also take your right arm and also reach it out to the side so that you're not supporting yourself at all with that right arm. Wherever we are, 3 more breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, last breath, and exhale, find warrior 2. So come all the way out, bend that front leg and hold 5 breaths. So in warrior 2, it should feel like you're trying to rip your mat apart. You're pushing your feet apart, but energetically the thighs are coming together. Lots happening in warrior 2. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, last breath, and exhale. Big inhale, reversing your warrior. And then exhale, take everything onto the mat. Step back to plank, come down to your belly, inhale to cobra, and exhale back, downward facing dog. And stretch that left leg up like it's yawning behind you. And then just step it up. Warrior 1. I am creative. Inhale, reach up. Open out into warrior 2. And then find triangle. So straighten the front leg and just come into that shape of the triangle. Now it's the right arm that's got a lot of options. It can bend behind the back, maybe reach out in front of you. Left arm maybe also coming out in front of you. And we're holding. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, last breath, and exhale. Come back to that strong pose, the fierce warrior 2 pose. 5 breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, last breath, and exhale. Reverse your warrior as you inhale and exhale. Take everything onto your mat. Step back to plank. Come down to your belly. Inhale to cobra and exhale back, downward facing dog. And again, right leg floats up and we step into warrior 1. We open out into warrior 2. And then we just say hello to triangle. Just come into the normal triangle. If you're quick enough, you can come into a shape that you want to, but we're not holding. You can come back, warrior 2. And then I want you to reverse your warrior. So make sure you're sitting down, nice and low in the hips. Back leg is strong, front leg is bent. Top arm is reaching. You have an option with that back left hand. It can maybe wrap around your back, coming into a half bind. See how that changes the twist in the lower back. Maybe bring that left arm in front of you and press it out towards the short edge of your mat. So you're reaching, and then you're reaching through both hands in opposite directions. See what that feels like in the spine. Maybe you just want to focus on the left hand working its way down past the knee on the back leg. 3 more breaths wherever you are. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, last breath, and exhale, and come back to warrior 2. So in warrior 2, your shoulders are above your hips. You're not reaching out in front of you. And you're not leaning back. You're nice and sturdy, sitting down, nice and low in the hips. Beautiful, both of you. Take a last inhale in your warrior 2. And then exhale, take everything onto the mat. Step back to plank. Come down to your belly. Inhale to cobra. And exhale back, downward facing dog. And left leg just floats up straight and strong behind you. Then step it through into warrior one. Open out wide, stretching the whole body into warrior two. And then start to straighten the front leg, just coming into a very quick triangle pose. And then come back, warrior two, and reverse your warrior. And here you've got options with the right arm, either going behind the back, out in front of you, pressing into an imaginary wall, or maybe just working its way down that back leg. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, last breath, and exhale, and come back to warrior two. And check where your shoulders are. Just feel that they are above your hips, that you're sitting in the middle of your legs. Take a last inhale and exhale, both hands onto your mat. Step back to plank, come down to your belly. Inhale to cobra, exhale back, downward facing dog. Yogi's choice, dog or child, 5 breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, last breath, and exhale. Take the right leg up into three-legged dog. And I want you to bend that right knee and twist it underneath you, taking it to your left upper arm. So see if you can take it above the elbow on the left side and really press as you twist. And we hear 2 more breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. And I saw a nice modification there. Well done, Karen. Press back, three-legged dog. So you've got more strength if you've got more foot down. Well done. And step up into runner's lunge. I learn as I watch as well. Okay, so here we're going to have a bit of fun. Remind yourself, shoulders are important and they get injured very easily. So this is supposed to be fun. Let's see how we do. You're going to sneak that right shoulder underneath your right knee. So you're going to bring your right hand to the inside of the right foot and then take it underneath. Okay, both arms are straight. So you're not on forearms, you're on straight arms. I want you to think of the idea of starting to lift that right foot off the floor. So the lower leg is kind of squeezing the right arm as the foot comes up. It means you've got to take your weight a little bit forward. It means your shoulders are going in front of your wrists, which means your wrists are working really hard. So maybe you're not going to get the foot off the floor, but just be aware that there is a shifting of weight and that's actually what you want to maybe do. Okay, 1 more breath trying here. And then come back onto the floor with the foot. If you did lift it, pull your arm out. And step back to plank pose. Come down to your belly and come into Advasana. So just take both of your hands onto the mat in Advasana. And here I want you to lift your hands and your head and your shoulders off the mat as you inhale, coming into a kind of Salabhasana. And then exhale, release back down. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, release down. And last time, inhale, lift up. And exhale, release down. Pull your elbows into your ribs. Hands underneath your shoulders, come into cobra as you inhale. And then exhale, press all the way back to downward facing dog. And we're going to try that little balancing lizardy thing on the left side. So left leg floats up, steps through into your runner's lunge. And it's the left arm that's going to snuggle underneath that left leg. And even if you can't get the foot to lift, it's not the end of the world. Just try and focus on getting the shoulder underneath. The idea of weight coming forward, of shoulders moving forward. Once you've got that leg lifting, then you're going to start working on lifting the back leg up. Okay, let's play around. 2 more breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale, come out, step back. So you're back in plank pose, come down to your belly. And again, let's work on our back strength. So working into muscles in the back body as we inhale, lifting up. And exhale, releasing back down. And 2 more. Inhale up, exhale down. And last one. Inhale up and exhale down. And we're going to take a break in child. And just a reminder, I am creative. So in child, we've got lots of options. You can have your hands stretched out in front of you, resting on palms. You might want to tent your fingers so that you're actually lifting your wrists off the floor, arms are off the floor, and hands are just resting on fingertips. It changes the stretch in the shoulders. I quite like this, it feels quite nice. Another option is to take your hands onto your lower back or to even hold your feet. 3 more breaths in your child. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, last breath, and exhale. If you've got your arms stretched behind you, take them out in front of you. Fingers spread nice and wide, press into the whole hand. Hook your toes, lift your knees, press back to downward facing dog. Big stretch into dog. Really trying to press your hips up as high as you can. So in dog, if I asked you to come up onto tippy toes, just come up once and see what your body does. Can you feel that your hips are going forward when you come onto your toes? Can you see if you can drop back down onto your heels? And this time when you lift up onto your tippy toes, try not move forward. See if you can lift up and all the height is going into the hips coming up without going forward, and then release back down. And let's do that 2 more times. So we're looking for height in the hips. We're not looking for pushing the body forward. Inhale up and exhale down. Beautiful. Last one. Inhale up and exhale down. And then step both of your feet to the front of your mat. Arms reach up, inhale, hands to prayer on your exhale. Keep your hands in prayer and flex your right foot and just plant it on top of your left thigh. And I have a feeling I need to step off my mat. I'm on 2 mats, so it's a bit too thick to balance on. Okay, so from here, you can stay as you are, or you can maybe start to come into a chair pose on your left leg. So left leg is bending. Maybe you can fold your prayer hands all the way down so that they touch that bent right leg. Maybe you can stretch your hands all the way onto the floor and wrap that right foot around the top of your left arm. And then maybe you can start with trying to take weight onto the arms, so that right bent leg starting to press into your upper arms. And wherever you are, 2 more breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. You're going to bring your hands back to prayer and then just unwind out of the pose and bring that right foot onto the mat. Nice work, both of you. And then same thing on the other side. So it's a flexed left leg lifting and resting. You can stay with a straight standing leg, or perhaps start to sit on that imaginary chair. And then maybe fold forward, taking the upper body on to the bent left leg, and maybe reaching hands for the floor. Once you've got flat hands on the floor, you can really start thinking of taking weight into your arms. So wrapping that foot around the upper arm, and then pressing the bent leg into the forearms. And 2 more breaths wherever we are. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Slowly come all the way back up to stand, hands in prayer, and then straightening the standing leg, foot onto the mat. Inhale, stretch up like you're really trying to release all the tension out of the body in that stretch. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway up, and exhale, step back to plank pose. Come down to your belly. Inhale to cobra, and exhale back, downward facing dog. Right leg floats up, 3-legged dog, and you're stepping into warrior one. Arms reach up, palms come together. I want you to straighten your front leg, leaning back a little bit, and then rebend. And straighten, looking for a bit of a back bend, and rebend. And last time, straighten, and this time keep the legs straight, just fold all the way forward. So taking your hands down onto your mat, and 3 breaths here. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, last breath, and exhale. Come all the way back up to stand, back to warrior one, arms reach up, and then exhale, take everything onto your mat, step back to plank pose, come down to your belly, inhale to cobra, and exhale back, downward facing dog. And same thing on the left side, left leg floats up, we're stepping into warrior one. Find your warrior one, arms reach up, and then we're going to straighten the front leg as we inhale, stretching some more, and exhale, come back down to warrior one. And then we're going to reach up, inhale, back bending a little bit, and exhale, come back warrior one. And last time, inhale, straighten, and this time we're going to exhale all the way down into pyramid pose. So front leg is straight, and we're holding. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, last breath, and exhale. Come back into warrior one, front leg bends, arms reach up as you inhale, exhale everything onto the mat. Step back to plank, come down to your belly, inhale cobra, exhale back, downward facing dog. And it's our last dog. Let's come back to that wide dog. Take your legs out to the edges of the mat. Keep them on the mat, don't take them off. And let's make it a short dog. Walk your hands a little bit towards your feet. If your dog's short enough, it might even feel quite good to come onto elbows. It's just suggestions. You don't have to do it. I am creative. We have 3 more breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, last breath, and exhale. Wherever you are in your dog, we're going to come down onto our knees and come back to Japanese style sitting. So we're just sitting in our Japanese style pose. Moving into Virasana, hero's pose. For some reason, Western people don't sit a lot on the floor. So it's a pose that a lot of people find difficult, to actually take their feet out to the side and to sit down between their legs. The thing is, I don't want you to hurt your knees. So if you've got a block, you're welcome to sit on a block. If you're quite close, you might just want to use your hands on the side to kind of take a little bit of weight off the pose. I can see props being grabbed. Are you good? Is that good?
Yep.
You're both fine. Okay. So you can lift your arms up. You feel quite comfortable. Excellent. So we're going to come into a shoulder stretch while our hips stretch. At any point, your knees talk to you, come out of the pose and just go into Sukhasana. Okay. So we're going to stretch right arm up and back and left arm coming from the bottom, and we're moving into our Gomukhasana stretch. So you're just trying to grab hold of fingers behind you. If you can't, you're welcome to grab onto a strap or perhaps your shirt and just start to try and work those fingers closer together. We hear 3 more breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, last breath, and exhale. And you can release, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So just stretching all the way up and grabbing hold of fingers again. And then we just stretching for 3 more breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, last breath, and exhale and gently release. Okay, we're going to come out of hero's pose for now. So I want you just to lift off and come into Sukhasana because I want to keep working with shoulders a little bit. Sitting up tall, coming into eagle arms. So wrapping the right arm on top and then doing the double wrap and pressing palms together. So you're actually trying to get your fingertips to meet. Often I don't teach this, I say interlace because I do it. It's much easier if you interlace your fingers because you're normally doing a lot more with your legs. So you don't want to focus on what's happening with fingers, but just be aware that the palms should be coming together in the twist and the fingers are straight. Quite a strong twist. So we'll be here 2 more breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Have a quick look. There probably is a gap between the 2 hands. So when you come to the other side, you can see the difference. Often there's quite a big difference. Stretch out. And then we're going to wrap on the other side. So it's the double wrap. Forearms. And then on my side, it's a huge difference, like half a finger difference. I don't know if you two can also see quite a big difference on your side.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Okay. So that's what we're trying to work on. We're trying to make that difference a little bit smaller in yoga, trying to get the balance. 2 more breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale and release, stretching out to the side. And then just take your arms out in front of you, interlace, and then press your palms out in front. And then just stretch your palms all the way up to the sky. So now we're reaching up with our palms, but we're trying to pull our shoulders down our back body. So we're not letting the shoulders lift up with our arms. And 2 more breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale, and gently release, taking hands either side of your right knee and fold forward, taking your forehead onto your knee, and just let the body be soft. And 3 breaths here. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, last breath, and exhale. Come all the way back up to a neutral spine, turning to the left side And again, just folding forward on to the left side and holding. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, last breath, and exhale. Come up to neutral, take both hands onto the floor behind you. So when we take our arms back, normally the fingers are pointing towards us, but some people find that too uncomfortable. So you're welcome to turn your fingers away from you. Personally, I can't understand why you would do that, but anyway, it just feels much more comfortable, fingers pointing towards you. So you're going to press into those hands and then start to lift your tailbone up, pressing into your knees, starting to press the chest up, starting to gently look up. So when we're looking up, we're not dropping the head behind us, we're not crunching the neck, we're just looking up and holding. 3 more breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, last breath, and exhale and gently release. Coming back to neutral, and we're going to come back to our hero's pose, back to Vajrasana, and we're going to come into the half version. So left leg is straight, and right foot is going to come to the outside of your right hip. So if you're in the half pose, it's very easy to be rolling over to the left side with that right sit bone off the ground because you haven't got the left leg pushing you back to the right. So I want you to make sure that you are balanced, that you're sitting on both of your sit bones. And before we go back, we're going to come forward. So you're coming into a forward fold like this. Again, it's really important that there's no sensation in your bent right knee. Just come forward, and you're trying to fight that gravity pull to the left. You're trying to come all the way down the middle. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, last breath, and exhale. You can come all the way up to a neutral spine, and now we're starting to go back. So we're going to take our hands behind us as we lean back into them. Watch your right knee. I don't want it lifting up. I want you to really keep pressing your right knee into the mat, maybe coming down onto forearms, maybe coming all the way down onto your back. If you're flat on your back and your right knee is still happy on the mat, you can start to bend your left knee and just stand your left foot on the mat as if you're coming into bridge pose. If you're still feeling quite good, you can pull that left knee towards your left shoulder. So you can grab hold of the shin with both hands and just give that knee a squeeze in towards the shoulder. Wherever you are, just keep stretching into that right quad for 5 more breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, last breath, and exhale. And then walk your way all the way back up to a neutral spine. Keep your right leg where it is. I want you to bend your left leg, and you've got a couple of options with your left foot. The first option is just to press it onto the inside of your right thigh, like you're coming into tree pose or you're coming into Janu Sirsasana. That's option 1. Option 2 is to lift that foot up as if you're coming into Padmasana. So foot coming up on top of your right thigh. And we're twisting to the left. So your left arm goes behind you to support you. If you lifted your foot up, you can wrap that left arm around the back and you're looking to grab hold of your big toe. So you're twisting, looking over that shoulder, and we're holding 5 more breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Last breath, and exhale, and slowly come out of your twist. And we're going to straighten both of the legs out. So now your right knee probably is going to talk to you. Mine will talk to me. I know it doesn't like being straightened. It's completely normal. Just get the blood back in, and then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So as you both know, one side of the body is not the same. So you need to check your knee, first of all, on the left side all the time. Just presuming that you went all the way down on the first side doesn't mean it's going to happen on the second. So you've got to listen just like you did the first time, going back in stages and just seeing if that left leg is still happy. Maybe you can go down further on the side. Just start to see where that point is where you need to start working. Maybe the right leg is going to bend. Maybe the knee pulls into the chest. And then we're holding 5 breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Last breath, and exhale. We're going to come up and into the forward fold before we twist. So just come into the forward fold. You're just folding over your straight leg. You're still checking on that left knee. Now working with balance as well. Trying to not roll to the right. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Last breath, and exhale. Come back to neutral. We're going to set up for our twist now. So the right leg bends, right foot either on the inside or on top of the left leg. And we're twisting to the right. So right arm supporting or going all the way into the half bind, and you're looking for your big toe, looking over your right shoulder. And we're holding. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Last breath, and exhale. And slowly come out of that twist or bind and straighten the legs out in front of you. And again, you might need to bounce, you might need to give knees a little bit of love. And then we're folding forward into Paschimottanasana. So it's a releasing and a relaxing, a working with gravity instead of against gravity. And in Paschimottanasana, we've got options if you are flexible enough to touch your feet. So if you can get a hold of your feet, the options are to hold on the outside edges of the feet like you would coming into Happy Baby, to maybe take the hands all the way underneath the feet and to grab hold of fingers. See if you can grab hold of a wrist underneath your hands. Or you can come over from the toes. So your toes are pressing into the wrists and you're taking your hands on top of the bottoms of the feet. very similar to that standing forward fold where we actually stand on our hands. So those are the different options. Obviously, there are lots more. You can have your legs bent. You can have your head fold in, chin to chest. You can maybe be focusing on trying to get the chest down and looking at your toes. So you've got more of a cow back going on than a cat back. So lots of different options in Paschimottanasana. 3 more breaths here. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and last breath. And exhale. And gently release, coming in to bridge pose. So come all the way onto your backs, and we're going to set up for bridge. And there are lots of different bridges. You can come into the normal one. If you want, you can take one leg and stretch it up into the sky and then bring it back onto the mat and stretch the other leg. But just do what your body wants to do. You might want to lift both hip bones up as high as you can and then play with dipping the one side down and then coming back up as high as you can and then dipping the other side down and coming back up. Or maybe you just want to be still. 3 more breaths in our bridge of choice. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, last breath, and exhale. Slowly lower down and then pull your knees into your chest and let each hand hold a knee. Keep pulling your heels towards your sit bones, but start to separate the legs. So just pulling the legs apart, but keeping them close to the upper body, if that makes sense. Don't let them drift away. So it's kind of like a very gentle, happy baby. And we hear 3 breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, last breath, and exhale. Bring your knees together. Drop your arms onto the mat next to your side body and stretch your legs up into Viparita Karani. So I love this pose. I try and squeeze it into the end of classes. It doesn't always happen every class, but it really is good for the legs. We're just reversing all the effects of gravity on our legs. I know we sit a lot, but even though we're sitting, you still have a lot of gravity working on the lower legs. So it just gives the lymph a chance to move towards your heart, towards your major internal organs. If you start to feel a tingling sensation in your feet or your ankles, it's completely normal. Just stay as you are. But I want you to imagine just above your heels is a dinner plate circle, the size of a dinner plate. And I want you to trace the outline of that dinner plate with your heels. So it's not a very big movement. It's just smallish circles above the hips. And you're going to do about 3 in one direction. And when you, with your legs together, 3 in one direction. And then once you complete it, you're going to do 3 in the other direction. And once you're done, you can bend both knees, take your knees into your chest. And we're setting up for our reclining twist. And you've got options, either both knees just dropping over, stacked on top of each other, or you can drop your feet onto the mat and separate the feet nice and wide, and then drop both knees over to one side. Or you can take one knee with one leg straight, and then you're going to twist in the direction of the straight leg. So just find a reclining twist that you enjoy. We'll be there for 3 breaths. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. Whichever twist you've taken, I want you to move to the other side of that twist. So just take one or both legs over to the other side and come to stillness for 3 breaths. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Last breath and exhale. Take both knees back to center. And we're going to set up for our pranayama. So you might want to grab blankets. We're just going to come into our breathing exercise. You might want to grab socks. It is really chilly this evening. Once you've got your socks and your blankets, we can start our breathing exercise. So one hand would be resting on your belly and one hand on your chest. We're going to breathe together. So we're inhaling 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. And just come back to your natural breath. Once you've found it, you can take your knees together, pull them into your chest, squeeze them in, and then come into your Shavasana. Just stretching your legs out in front of you, arms resting by your side, and making sure that you're comfortable. And we're coming back to the breath. I want you to focus on the air moving in the nostrils, moving in the nasal passages. I want you to feel 2 streams of air entering your body as you inhale and exiting the body as you exhale. Now I want you to be aware of only the inhale on the right nostril. And then be aware of the exhale in the left nostril. So you're only focusing on your right nostril when you inhale, and you're focusing on your left nostril when you exhale. Inhaling right, 1. Exhaling left, 2. Inhaling right, 3. Exhaling left, 4. And keep counting on your own. Just switching awareness from one nostril to the other. And now you can stop counting the breath and come back to feeling 2 streams of air entering the body and 2 streams of air leaving the body. Become aware of your physical body again, aware of the stillness of the body, and hopefully being reflected in stillness in the mind. I am creative. You can start to bring movement back to your body. Fingers and toes, wrists and ankles. Knees pulling up into the chest and then just dropping over on to the right side. If you want to be different, the left side, but traditionally it is the right side. Eyes are open. Awareness is still on the breath. And then you can press all the way up to seated. And we'll come into our final pose. So left foot always pulling in first, right foot resting in front of the left leg or coming on top of that leg, followed by the left foot on top of the right, and hands come in front of our hearts, and then we lift them up, pressing them into our foreheads, reminding us to have clear and loving thoughts. Hands to hearts, reminding us to have clear and loving intentions. Hands to mouths, reminding us to have clear and loving words. Namaste. And thank you for practicing. I hope you enjoyed your creative class this evening.